Whether you're a die-hard fan or just starting to explore, this is the Formula 1 podcast you can't ignore.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yo kitu hata sijui ni gani.
Post production. But yeah. So it's been a minute since we've been with you guys here on the pod. How are you guys feeling? First and foremost.
Iko poa tu, unajua tunasemanga as long as you're healthy, everything else is kupambana.
It's the little things in life for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I'm Gucci.
What is being Gucci?
Being Gucci.
Kwa yo. You can see the hat. See my influence is rubbing off some people here. So.
I'm good. I just want to confirm what we saw testing. I can't wait for Australia, man.
You want us to get into the meat of the story?
Let's get it.
Okay, so yes, as I said, I'm your host, Ace, the trouble man himself, twice as nice, smooth as ice, never had a bad day in my life. And today, I have something for you guys. I don't know if you can see this. Something for my boys.
Oh.
Bear with me.
Nothing to do with Hamilton?
Everything to do with Hamilton.
Are you trying to get us fined?
I am aura farming. You know what aura farming is? I am aura farming.
Expound.
It has been farmed. Yeah, so as you can clearly see, we love Ferrari. We love Ferrari.
I.
Everybody loves Ferrari.
For the purposes of this conversation, it's only you.
I love Ferrari. The 296 and the 499P, excellent cars. And the LaFerrari.
So long as you're on the pod, me, I will always be a hater.
You'll always hate. Anyway, let's get into it. So last week we had 3 days of testing the 2025 cars. All cars were unveiled at the F1 75 event.
Yeah.
The F1 75. First things first, what do you make of the event?
Aston Martin they had the best launch.
Well, you
Why?
watched
Because
it.
of the James Bond thing.
Yeah, James Bond. And then they brought out Thames, man.
For reasons unknown, you're going with Aston Martin. For
By the
reasons
No, it was elegant. I liked it.
About times when we talk about Shakira and whatever,
Shakira bringing hips to the Mercedes.
she can never hold a candle to Thames.
Wait, is this RPG?
Okay.
Wait, are we talking?
Are you trying to get us
Formula
fined?
1? Wait, are we talking Formula 1?
So you asked about the event.
Yeah, we asked about the event.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, particularly on the performers, I particularly appreciated Kane Brown's performance.
What?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The guy who sang country. There was a guy who was...
You listen to country music?
Yeah, I listen to all types of music.
Okay.
Yeah, every now and then you just have to like...
You're never beating the allegations, my friend.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, what did you make of the event? You didn't watch it?
When it comes to Formula 1, if they're not racing, it's hard for me to watch.
Why though?
If they're not on their racing suit and the helmet, or just after the race, or just before the race, me, I'm not there. Just watch the highlights.
Actually, for diehard fans or for the hardcore fans,
Yeah.
they felt some type of way about all that glamour, the glamour,
The glitz
as in
and the glam.
yes, and it's also the same as remember the Las Vegas launch. They also went all in with the performances, bringing out the drivers. I don't know, they're being raised into what.
To me, it's like a very long commercial.
It's a PR stunt.
Yeah, it's like a commercial.
Okay, well, I mean, my team personally, did me proud, if I'm to say that, because they kind of left the event immediately after the launch, and they went to do they had their own private launch the following day, Ferrari style. They didn't want to be, kukangamana na the normal commoners.
The floor is yours, dude.
Hawataka ati hawa wanapiga picha na Alpino kwa picha kwa like, nah, we're not doing that here. Anyway, away from that, so testing happened last week in Bahrain, 3 days of testing, and I don't know who wants to kick it off first. Because I have some words on this testing thing.
Okay, I can start, but I'm just going to give an aggregate of different what do we call them, media personalities or media houses, how they ranked them, because we can't really go with the times that they showed. We can only go with what people saw and what they felt and everything. So here I have like 6 media outlets and how they ranked the teams, how they think they will stack
based on how they saw testing or how they interpreted the data.
How they saw the testing.
Yeah.
So at number 1, average from all of them, they agreed McLaren is the team to watch out for.
The team to beat, yeah?
Yeah, number 2 is Ferrari. Number 3 is Red Bull. And number 4 is Mercedes. That is an average of
That
each.
is a mock of how things are expected to play out in 2025.
It is an average of how media houses speculate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm perplexed. Mercedes is number 4. I thought Mercedes and Ferrari, as in you couldn't separate them.
Some people are saying since Mercedes has been working well in cold weather and Bahrain was cold, so
particularly cold.
Yeah, they had that kind of advantage, but when you go to Australia, it disappear. But as we say, it's all speculation. I like to believe that is true because Mercedes wanafaa kuwa tu nyuma ya Red Bull kiasi.
The first thing I noticed was the McLarens were just on their own testing field. Like them, they were just collecting data for themselves. Like they knew they were confident with their car, especially now that the whole flexi rules are still, there. They're yet to be clamped down until round 9 of the championship in Barcelona. And these guys were just producing some immaculate laps, and I was genuinely scared.
Lando specifically, because I thought Piastri struggled a little bit.
And it's not all about one lap pace. It was about general race pace. You could tell. By the number of laps they were putting in, you could tell, and these guys were looking really, really, really comfortable.
Lando was looking good.
And,
Piastri, the days that he had a session, I don't think he was stellar. Even the race simulation or the long runs that he was doing, his pace was quite similar to George. But Lando on the second day was just on another planet. But Lando was looking better than Piastri.
And it's
not like both drivers, according to me, it's not like both drivers were actually looking good.
They weren't at par.
Yes.
It has been said, the winner of the previous year's final race, the Abu Dhabi GP, ends up winning the championship. And I don't want to live in a year where Lando is world champion ahead of Charles.
Not while Max is racing.
Bro, the last episode I told you, Red Bull, you are not in this fight. Ferrari, you need to pull up. Save us.
You cannot live in a world where Lando is our champion.
I cannot live. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to off myself.
Save us.
I'd rather move to Mars. I'd rather move to Mars. From bantering Lando Norwins to him winning a championship ahead of Charles.
Come on. You guys need to save us. Piastri also need to pull up, man.
Look.
Yeah.
All I can say is from that damning statement, kumekuwa na other speculations. We can cherry pick. If we decide to cherry pick, we can cherry pick. There's one that involves when a Ducati driver has won the opening race of a MotoGP season. I mean, Ferrari has gone on to win both championships.
To happen in 27.
Yeah.
Casey Stone and Kimi.
It has happened a lot.
207.
207. Casey Stone.
And then Kimi won.
Yeah.
Did Ferrari win the constructors?
I think 208 we won. 207 we didn't win.
207 McLaren, they would have won, but they were disqualified.
Yeah, they were cheating.
Yeah. So they were stripped of the championship points.
The same way they're cheating now. Not really cheating.
Who? McLaren. Even Ferrari is cheating.
No.
Well, they're not cheating now.
No, they're not cheating.
But as of...
Listen.
Is it the 9th of June?
This is what I always say. It isn't cheating until you've been caught. You are not cheating. Look, but when you're caught, that's when you are cheating.
I think the whole reason why Red Bull aren't even among the favorites picture isn't even because of Checo. It's because of the whole flexi wing situation.
Yeah, and that's definitely a factor, man.
That's I think not only is it a factor, I think it's the biggest factor.
It is
for you guys because Horner was all up on everybody's throats in the FIA. Like, wait, is this thing legal? Is this thing supposed to be? Why am I seeing these guys not getting any sending offs and everything? Like,
Well, last year also Fred was on about it.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, hey, FIA, you guys, you need to do something about it. Then I think it was Singapore. Guys are expecting FIA to like clamp down on these flexi wings. Either it was the front wing and the rear wing with the mini DRS.
This was after Baku, what we saw at Baku.
And then FIA were like, all those front wings are illegal. They're okay.
And everybody was like, what? Because they have to develop again.
So the McLaren just made the minor adjustment for the rear wing to be so that it can be legal, but it is proving to be very difficult to measure the flexibility. So you know how they like measure it now? Static, like when it's not moving, they apply a load on the wing. They see how much it flexes. So if you apply a certain load, it should not exceed a certain flex.
Yeah.
So they do it. Well, it's static and it passes. But when McLaren got to the Baku, it's flexing. Because the wind and everything is different than a static load. And its flexibility, it changes with speed and cornering. So it's the flexing is very complex.
Yeah.
And monitoring it or trying to say how much flexing should happen or should not happen from a camera angle, it's very tricky because of, cameras don't sometimes give the correct perspective.
I remember they added the dots on the rear wing. Was it at Spa last year?
To check the movement.
For every car? I think they had like markers on the rear wing. I don't know if you guys recall. But flexwing entered the chart last year after, and it was during Miami. Sorry, McLaren brought their flexwing at Miami.
Yeah,
but it properly entered the chart anonymously at Qatar.
Qatar?
Yes.
Wait,
I did expect Qatar.
Is it not Baku?
I think it was Baku. Baku is what put the spotlight. Oh, he said anonymously.
Anonymously.
He said anonymously.
Because we had Mercedes,
and Ferrari,
and also Alpine.
Yes. That is what made Gasly have those spectacular performances towards the end
of the year. Okay. Well, all I can say is
God damn it, Red Bull.
The information, the information I'm getting right now, the information
trying to be good boys.
The information I'm digging around the web and sourcing from all these people, what I'm hearing being said is the teams have two developmental directions. And they have the flexi-wing development, developed wings, and they have the normal ones to carry on from round 10 onwards. Because remember, the FIA are yet to make a final decision on this, and they're expected to make a final decision on this.
They said they will
in Barcelona.
They will
before Barcelona.
They said they'll bring a new way of measuring in Barcelona, and if depending on how they measure it, watajua hii yako correct or this one is fine.
Well, they revised the technical directive TD018 and they revised the amount of flex that's allowed from 15 millimeters to 10 millimeters. So they've already revised as in the limits. Now it's the testing of those limits is what they're currently figuring out. Then come Barcelona, they'll be now applying this new test.
In a position, yeah.
And you know what's funny about it being in Barcelona? If you remember last season, Max, his performance up to Barcelona. Like if a team decides to go full flex and win those first 9 races, they put themselves in a very good position to win the championship.
A hill I was willing to die on last season until he came with another POV.
Yes.
Max won the championship because of the first 10 races. That's what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can build a gap. You can have like a cushion. If you go full flexi wing up to Barcelona, and then when the new, if let's say your wing doesn't pass, you just maintain on the podium, you have a good chance. Because I expect this season to be very, very, very competitive.
Who has nothing to lose 2026? Okay, let's say that the new way of testing comes in place. And now the permitted flexi is now from 15 millimeters to 10 millimeters. Who's going to be hurt the most?
McLaren.
Well, it's a speculation. McLaren might be affected the most.
That's undoubtedly McLaren.
But so why can't they just go ham with these 9 races and build that advantage or that gap that Max built?
Isn't that what we're saying?
Also, the other team that I know, and that's my feeling, is Red Bull. Because after the 2024 season, it seems that Red Bull decided for 2025 they should go with the flex wing. Now, we are in 2025 now. We're saying okay, flex swing we'll allow it, but only up to Barcelona. That's why Horner was furious because now he has to develop two concepts with the cost cap. He said it should either go the full season or cut it before it even starts.
Yeah.
But since we don't have a way of measuring Nini, so Red Bull, it's the way Horner was furious. It seems all the cards were on flexing, only to be told that it's only for 9 races. So Red Bull might do well for the first 9 races, but after that,
really,
yeah,
I don't think
I see
they
us
might.
going through it, man.
I don't think they might because your testing was particularly dooming, if I may say.
Max was testing 2 wings.
I saw some flovies on Max towards the end of the day.
So what?
Some flovies. You know the paint.
Yeah,
just check some airflow.
Who doesn't have flovies?
I know, but towards the end of the day,
They look
And
better.
what's wrong with that?
They look better at night.
I like that.
Not during the day.
You know, your intro in F175. Listen, your intro in F175. Listen, your intro in F175 was Rebels of the Sport, and I'm like, okay, I see why. Rebels
You know,
of the
this
Sport.
season, but I'm saying for this season, the only hope I have is on Max. Not even Red Bull is on Max.
Now there's a podcast which they spent a bit of time just talking about what McLaren had to do to introduce this advantage that they have. So remember, I think it was 2020, 22 or 23. They hired this guy from Red Bull, Rob Marshall. And apparently this guy, he was a flexi body part expert at Red Bull. This guy, he talks, he sleeps, he drinks flexible body parts. And I'm talking about cars. I'm not talking about anything else. So apparently, the guy would leave work, come the next day with 10 ideas. And out of the 10, 9 are clearly illegal. But 1 is legal. So this was back in his Red Bull days. And now McLaren...
Hold on, sorry.
Yeah. What?
I'm still digesting. Goes to sleep. Wakes up with 10 brand new ideas.
Yeah.
9.
Flexible parts. And 9 out of the 10 are clearly illegal. So it looks like he had this one legal idea that worked
Barely legal.
at McLaren. And if you remember McLaren's hit rate with their updates, 2023. Remember it was Austria.
Towards the end of the year.
No, it was smack in the middle.
Yeah, I'm saying their performance is spiked towards the end of the year.
When now because I think they did it in 3 phases, 30, then 30. But I remember there was a time Oscar didn't get whatever they update.
Yeah.
But they unlocked the full potential of those updates the following year, 2024, at Miami. That's when now they introduced this proper
That's
way.
when they were like, okay,
Yes.
boys.
And before then, no one was even suspecting like flexible body parts. Or flexible parts could be a problem.
But anyway, it is what it is. Segue straight to the FIA.
Mushiri's best friends. The best friends.
I thought that you are your friends that you love to hate.
No, you're the guy who has a dossier. You haven't released it on FIA.
Classified.
No, I did not.
Yes,
have
of
this.
course.
He's still cooking. He's still cooking. He's just waiting. He's just waiting.
Wait, Ramen, see,
just
you're
waiting
the one who
on
had
the day we
files.
mention
You had
FIA
like a
and
whole
you're
No. Well, no, I don't have files.
Amma, you banned those files.
No, I don't. But the FIA chat
Yeah.
this year will be very interesting.
Or
There are
should
a couple
we-
of just
should we
introduce
tease,
it
should we
properly.
tease the listeners some more? Should we be like, no, listen, you know what? Let's keep on cooking it. Let's cook it. We'll have a full episode on the FIA.
On the FIA. But we
have
can
a
talk
full
about the swearing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you wanna talk about it?
FIA seem to be very unpopular.
Shit. I mean, I was just fined $5,000 for just saying that. $5,000, man.
So for the guy who was fined, he was fined 10,000 euros.
That was WRC.
Yeah, for a rally driver.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What
It's a lot.
What did you do? Or what did he say?
He was
Can we do a
speaking.
mock situation? Can we do a mock situation so that he understands better? Let's do a mock situation.
No, he was describing his
How was your
performance
race
on the
today?
on his last stage, and he said he had a shitty performance. So basically, that's what he
And
said.
they were,
10,000 euros, just like that. Zikaenda. Now they had to release a statement because I think 10,000 euros. It's not little money. for anybody, even if you're a rally driver.
That's $1 million.
That's a set of tires
That is
for a
out
weekend,
of.
for a race weekend.
It's not.
for a rally
It's not
race
a team fine,
Yes. I'm just equating it to a set of tires.
but the driver
Give
doesn't
some-
buy the
give some-
tires.
By the funny
The
thing.
driver
Funny.
doesn't buy the tires.
You see how you said it's not a team fine. Do you know if you go to FIA? Let me pull it up. FIAfines.fia.com. There's a portal that allows you to select the driver, the car, the fine, and it requests you for payment details.
Wait, that's how they pay.
I think that's how they pay.
No.
FIAfines.fia.com. Just you can even check it out.
I'll check it.
If you have a driver, you can go fund me.
So the drivers in WRC they came together, wrote out a statement, man. They said that thing is harsh. Like you see, especially for drivers where English is not their first language, they don't hawaichukui na hiyo uzito the way sisi tunaichukulianga. Saying things like shit.
Just reminded me of. I think I've ever said this once in this pod.
Yeah.
The first time Cristiano Ronaldo had a conversation with Yuki.
No,
And Yuki thought dropping F-bombs, it's normal, yeah? And
it's normal.
He was learning English.
yeah, because you watch it in the movies.
Yeah.
And
he dropped
that's
a
what I was going
couple
to say.
of
Hollywood,
F-bombs.
this is Hollywood's fault.
Yeah, you watch it. Yeah, it's Hollywood's fault. And I think that is why FIA is not popular in America.
Now,
Rap music? Sorry for making that. Sorry for bringing that
we will
in.
send the boogeyman to you. Utakuwa cancelled. Utaitwa. Yeah.
Nah, but MBS himself said
But
we
listen-
have to differentiate ourselves, the motorsport or the sport itself, from
I-
rap music.
Somebody.
Which was
But
very
like,
Somebody
where do you
asked me
stand
this
with
question.
with these fines? Like personally,
with the fines.
yeah.
Bro, from last year we already said don't broadcast these bombs that
Yeah.
the drivers are dropping.
If
It's okay to let them show their raw emotion. Because I'll be honest, as a fan, I connect with that raw emotion from a
I have
driver.
a question though. I have a question. It just popped in my head. Valtteri had some really explicit photos doing rounds.
The calendar. He has a whole.
I know you have them on your phone, man.
But hey, he was told in Mercedes, we don't want that here.
The PR
He
team.
got back and rolled to Starehe Boys. Hey, bra.
Limwambia check.
Hauko dago hapa.
Listen, my question is, has he ever been fined on that?
Who, Valtteri?
No.
Because remember the Secret Santa thing going on the grid? He was also handing out his calendar to people, doing their thing. And his calendar is commercialized, like you can buy it online and stuff like that. So my question is, has Valtteri ever been fined by the FIA for that?
Does it fall under the misconduct rules?
No.
Also, you see, the part of the misconduct. If you ask me, what they're trying to do is the image of the sport. Because also speaking against FIA will resort to a fine. So what Bottas is doing, if whatever Bottas is doing is creating a bad image for the FIA, kungekuwa na issues.
So you're trying to tell me
moral injury, or how did they word it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they had
I don't know
some-
what
I was like, what the hell is this?
They had Max Verstappen doing
A moral
community-
loss or something.
What was it? Community service in Rwanda, Kigali.
Well, that was dope.
It was. We're not saying it wasn't.
But
they had
yeah,
it.
there's fine. Now it's fine. You pay money.
Now, case scenario. Coming into this season, Max Verstappen, how many penalty points is he on? 4?
Let me get that for
He
He's
has-
on
he has
he's on 8.
God damn.
With Alonso.
We know Alonso isn't contending for the championship. Max, you can't rule him out yet because he's the defending champion. And he's going for the record 5 in a row. Imagine a situation whereby the next race is, say, the Dutch GP.
No,
And,
I think
hold. The next race is the Dutch GP. And they have a tight battle with, say, Lando, Charles, Hamilton, maybe. I don't know. And then in the heat of the moment, he swears one more time, breaking his, his limits. He's swearing limits. Because there are limits to this. They accumulate before they lead.
I think it's money first. As in fine.
there's like the first, second, and the third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Then I think the second one it's fine plus. penalty points. Then the third, and I think a 1 month ban or something.
Something like that.
And
There's
then
a race ban though.
Yeah. Then
There's
the
a
third
race
one is a combination of the fine, I think, championship points.
I don't think they're deducting championship points.
There's even championship points.
I think I read something like that.
Yeah, we just know there's some bazaar. We'll put it up for you guys to see. But imagine we get into that situation and he needs every point he can get in the championship. And then he does that, gets the deduction points, and gets the race ban.
I'll tell you what.
Imagine
Max will do.
scenes when that situation happens.
Red Bull will
It-
make
it-
sure
it-
that
it-
there's an AI filter between Max's mic and
It won't get to that part because you see, okay, for me,
Don't
this
say it won't. There's a
this is
possibility.
how I see Max. Max, first of all, he cares about record. The fact that the consecutive races he was winning, he was doing the way Vettel was doing. He cares about records, and also he cares about equaling Michael in the championship. And him also refusing to comment on things is a way of saying that you see, this season I'll zip my mouth. It's just gonna be concentrating on racing. So when it comes to team radio, I think they have to find a way of switching it off in some instances.
I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, so like we say, 2025, the final year of Reds. And I know many people don't see what to discuss there, but there are a lot of things to discuss.
Remember the last season, end of year regulation season, how it was? 2021. You remember it?
Yeah.
Like the last race, Hamilton and Max had the same amount of points, equal amount of points.
Yeah,
considering
0.5.
Yeah, considering there were sprint races. Yeah, it's like the competition was tight, and I expect more teams to be in the fight for this Nini.
I don't think it will be as okay. More teams, yes, but not drivers, because last year a lot of drivers won races, multiple drivers, multiple times. But I don't think that will happen this year. But teams being in the fight for things, I expect it. I expect up to 4 teams.
You don't see that trend continuing, like more like different drivers winning, maybe each race.
I'm not saying what's his name? I'm not saying Kimi Antonelli winning a race. Last year we had both Mercedes drivers winning a race. I'm not seeing that happening this year.
Even one podium,
maybe one podium, maybe.
Okay,
but I'm not seeing him winning a race. Last year we had both Mercedes drivers winning a race, both Ferrari drivers winning a race. Red Bull didn't have both drivers winning a race. Interesting.
Damn it, Diego.
We had both McLaren drivers winning a race. So I think this year will probably be like last year, because the only guy I'm not seeing winning a race there is Kimi. I can't say the same for Piastri. Piastri is too damn good. He's too damn good. I'm impressed by Piastri every time he gets on the car. Who else? Hamilton will definitely win a race. Leclerc, that's an automatic. Lando, that's an automatic. Piastri, ish. Russell might, if the Mercedes
so
is as
you're
good
saying
as...
like the way you explain is like it will be like a McLaren dominance.
Not really. I think Ferrari will be right there with them. I don't think the gap between McLaren and Ferrari is as big as people expect, because people have been saying the Ferrari is closer to the Mercedes than they are closer to the McLaren as per testing data. But I think the Ferrari is closer to the McLaren than Mercedes are closer to the Ferrari, and here's why. They have two top drivers, and I think the Leclerc and Hamilton combination is better than the Lando Piastri combination. I think Hamilton and Leclerc can wring out performance from that car more than Oscar can wring out a performance from the McLaren, and that's my it factor.
Okay, you're saying Hamilton will do better than Sainz did.
I mean, Hamilton's a 7-time world champion. I expect him to.
Okay.
It depends. Ferrari get their shit in order.
And
if they have a proper car, that is what I'm saying.
And on the flip side of the coin, Mercedes, they have George, he's a really good driver. He's not a decent driver. He's a really good driver. But Colapinto is still unproven.
Colapinto?
Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli is still unproven. So
in Formula 1.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the gap to McLaren are the top dogs, yeah? Ferrari are the guys who are challenging them to the race. And Mercedes are looking third best right now as per after testing. Mercedes are looking third best, according to me.
I don't know. I'm seeing Ferrari and Mercedes are sharing that P2 spot at the moment. As in, I'm talking about the car. if we talk about the driver pairing, then of course,
that's a new variant.
Ferrari have a better pairing than Mercedes.
Me, I don't believe those Mercedes have. But continue.
Hey, bruh, the flexi.
I heard a rumor that Mercedes developed their 2025 car. Is this the W16? The W16. Oh, it's not the L16. Is it the L16? Okay, the W16. They developed the W16 based on what Hamilton was testing. Like the tests Hamilton was doing when he was with them. See, people are saying, he's testing the cars. He was trying to give them feedback data. The data that they compiled from Hamilton's feedback is what they used to develop the W16 car. It's still a rumor, still unproven, I don't know. The same way Ferrari have like totally changed their car for 2025.
Have they totally changed or just a front suspension?
I mean, the wheelbase is longer.
They claimed 99% of the car is different.
Yeah, the wheelbase is longer. We are using now pull rods for the front suspension instead of the push rods.
And 50% new
yeah,
driver.
We changed. We used to use push.
Yeah, it's pull.
Push. Now we're using push-pull. And Haas have decided, no, we are not going with you guys. We will remain with our push. Something like that. So it's something I'm waiting to see. But part of the reason why, remember, we'll talk about that on the Ferrari segment. Anyway, that aside, so final year of regs, there are some teams that will give it their all. And there are some teams who will be looking forward for the 2026 season. The team number one in look forward for 2026 and beyond is Aston Martin. Because Newey started working, was it yesterday? Or the day before? The other team I believe they'll be looking forward for next year is Stake. Stake are just filling in for. Stake, bro.
Situamers.
Wale wako tu, hii mwaka ishe. And they have how many TPs? Team principals. They have 2 team principals. Mattia Binotto and the guy who left from Red Bull. I'm forgetting
Jonathan Whitley.
Yeah.
I thought Mattia was just a CEO.
No.
He's acting.
He's the technical TP. Then this guy is the administrative team.
But Jonathan Whitley, I think, is still on gardening leave or something.
Wait, during the press conference when team principals come, Akina Zach Brown and Toto Wolff, who will come for Sauber?
I don't know, both of them. They'll be like, yes.
I think it will be Mattia.
No, I think it will be Whitley because Mattia is on the technical side of things, then Whitley is on the administrative side of things. So I think it's.
Well, if you look at McLaren, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Nah, McLaren.
Mattia loves the camera.
Zach Brown loves the camera.
Thanks to Toto Wolff. Look for me if you want me to explain that.
Aura farming. They always aura farm everywhere. But what I'm saying is, they have 2 guys now. They have 2 top guys. One will focus on the technical side of things, trickling down.
Yeah.
And the other guy is on the administrative side of things because, that team has been run like... remember when guys, like almost everybody left?
Bruh.
At a go.
Kicksober has just been another story. And to be honest, I think it was a good thing for Bottas. Because I hated seeing... I've always been a Bottas fan.
Hey, since when?
Yeah?
Since when? At Williams or Mercedes?
Even at Mercedes.
You didn't see the calendar.
Tete ule mnyonge bwana.
You didn't see the calendar the last time we were having lunch.
Is it the time he was letting Hamilton pass?
Yes.
Those era?
Yeah. My point being, he was really going through it there. As in, we know the kind of driver who Bottas is, even from Williams. Yeah? And at Mercedes.
What kind of driver is he?
It was quite clear. He's disciplined. He's cutthroat when he needs to be cutthroat. Yeah, the rest is why he was actually thrashing Hamilton until that dreaded radio call came in.
Valtteri, it's James.
Yes. But we know what Bottas can do. Now seeing him being demoted from Mercedes to kick Sauber, and we're talking about 1 year, we're talking about 2 years, and we are not seeing anything spectacular. And man, I was like, God damn.
Wait,
this is going to be Bottas' story.
It's you think it's better now that he's a reserve driver than a full-time driver, even irrespective of the team?
Honestly, any situation or any position that he's playing outside driving that car, I think it's a win for Bottas.
Let me show you a win for Bottas and why that situation is actually good for him. We could see a situation, and I don't know why. You could see a situation where Colapinto isn't performing as expected.
Antonelli?
Yeah. I'm calling him Colapinto again.
Yeah. This is like the 4th time. Come on.
I'm like, God damn. Yeah, Antonelli isn't performing as expected. Do you know what will happen?
Connie, do you have Colapinto?
But Mercedes don't have that. I want you to be a Red Bull. Mercedes, I don't think they don't roll like that.
They wouldn't do that to Antonelli. Yeah. They might do that to George, but I don't see it.
Who's going to leave who?
Huh?
Who's going to leave
between George or Antonelli? Yeah. It depends. If Max is in the market,
you know what? Now tuendelee tu hapo because we are going to talk about the Alpines and the Williams. Tuendelee tu na your line of Antonelli and George. Who do you think Mercedes are willing to let go first?
George.
Why?
What? Why?
The house that George built.
George didn't build that house. George didn't build that house.
I mean, the guy who built that house.
What more do you want from George?
I am even wondering.
Hey, I'm a George Russell fan.
Cap.
What do you mean?
Cap.
Oh, sugar. Oh, blimey. Cap. I've always been a George Russell fan.
You're trolling him.
No, here we are. I'm looking at this through the eyes of Dr. Helmut Marko. Do you go for potential? Yeah? Or do you go for something that you already know this is the limit?
We haven't seen George's limit yet.
What do you mean? How many years has he been in Mercedes? 3,
and I think he outperformed Hamilton.
Have you ever heard even Toto saying George might be a world champion one day?
Hey, umesawa defend against Max akiwa naye hapo kwa
please answer the question that I'm asking. Have you ever heard Toto say George is going to be a world champion one day?
But has he ever said it to about anybody else?
About Kimi? Just wait. Just wait. There's a reason why Mercedes decided to fast track this young man. I know last year we came off swinging and hating on this guy, but there's something.
Hey, Kimi, it's all with love.
There's something.
Let's wait and see.
And if we're talking about limits, this year we are going to see if Kimi Antonelli is going to take the fight to George, then we already know
George is getting axed.
Yes. Simple.
But Kimi has some serious pace on him.
He does.
Like every time I've seen him in that Mercedes, he has some serious pace. He looks more impressive than George if George was his age.
I'm telling you, if push came to shove, I'm seeing George.
Listen. This young man has some hype around him. And last year in the F2 category, I remember there was a point whereby we were making digs at him because he didn't have a good car. In all fairness, he didn't have a good car. But towards the end of the season, he started getting some decent points. He started getting some decent performances. And the one time he got into that Mercedes FP3, was it Monza? Before he crashed the car, he was getting some serious laps in.
And in testing, I think there was a time he topped.
I mean,
the charts.
Sainz also topped, but we're not expecting him to,
Well, Sainz, was he on a C3 tire? Was he on the quickest tire that will be used at Bahrain?
I don't know.
The Sainz lap?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know, but I think he was on
pushing.
A C3.
He said he pushed.
Oh, he said he pushed.
Yeah, he pushed.
But that Williams. Williams also have something flexing.
Nah, we talk about the Williams now. So, battle for the midfield. Let's talk about the Williams and the Alpines. Because, let's start with the Alpines. Because the Alpines are the most improved team of the past year. You remember how they came into Bahrain last year?
Flexing.
Overweight car, problems left, right, and center.
Even in the previous years, their engines were just blowing all over the place.
Which engine are they using this season?
The Renault.
Oh, the Renault. So,
no, wait.
When are they moving to Mercedes?
Next year.
Next year, oh yeah.
Oh, next year.
Yeah. They're moving to the... But last year, they really had problems. Like, getting into the grid, everybody knew they were the backmarkers. Right now, they're in the solid battle in the midfield.
So, it's Gasly and?
Doohan.
Jack Doohan. Did Doohan's father win in MotoGP? Is he a champion in MotoGP?
Wait, it's that Doohan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure, but that name is...
Are they the same?
And that's what I'm asking is if
so
they're related.
Are Marc Marquez and the other Marquez related?
And Alex? Yeah, they're brothers. What are you talking about, man?
Okay. Like I tend to like...
But that Doohan is talking about is like from the era Valentino Rossi.
Even before Valley.
Yeah. He's an older guy.
Oh. So it's not the case of Jos Verstappen and Max Verstappen. It's the case of something like...
it's the case...
They're in different disciplines.
But in different...
Anyway, I digress. Alpine... I'm seeing Alpine being the dark horse.
Yeah.
Better than Williams.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm talking about the ability of the car. Now, when we look at the driver pairing, of course, Williams has a better pairing.
Why? Because of Sainz?
Yes, because of science.
I know it's not because of Albon. Because if we I'm sorry, Albon was competing with Logan Sargent and
Colapinto.
But Colapinto was no joke.
What? No, but the remaining races,
like
he was crashing like all over the place.
This
As
guy,
in, we were seeing another.
This guy had too much time on his hands. He started producing shoes, bana. Alikuwa pale kwa paddock akiuza viatu. He was like, hey, living my best life.
Now he has Mr. Chili. Mr. Chili who?
Mr. Chili.
Smooth operator.
Smooth operator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Science, listen, look, I feel for Science to some degree. And there's a picture.
I think he's going to get a podium.
When Hamilton and Science met, and possibly there he could.
A podium.
Wait, let me finish this.
The day he gets a podium, I'll celebrate.
Without Williams.
Wewe unajua ulisema Hamilton akienda Ferrari utaweka gidheri kwa nywele kwa gidheri. It's yet to happen. It's yet to happen.
We need proof. We need evidence that it happened.
We're not taking you up for your word. We're not taking it. Anyway, so there's a picture floating around on social media. Hamilton and Sainz met, and Hamilton was like,
You took your seat, bruh.
No, it wasn't that. And now there's another cartoon meme of when when guys are ready to give you bad news.
Oh, I think I've seen it. Yeah.
And guys were doing a side-by-side comparison of like Hamilton was like, bruh, you get me?
Bro, did you just see Fred apparently wanted Sainz out and Hamilton in at the 2023 Monaco.
Mid-season?
Yes.
That's how fast he wanted him. Or that's how badly he wanted him.
I don't think Hamilton would have agreed.
As in the knives came out.
What do you mean the knives came out?
She backstabbing Sainz.
Whatever did Sainz do? All I know is Hamilton agreed to that contract way early before people even knew about anything. So when Leclerc
Ferrari did Sainz that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Hamilton, that is an investment. That is a future investment.
They did it regardless.
Listen, I like Sainz. I like Sainz a lot. I'm not even going to beat around that. And I remember when I was telling you guys about the only person who can replace him at Ferrari is Hamilton. I was talking because I was looking at Sainz out of respect for his performances, what he's done. I didn't see anyone who could top what he had done. And the only reason I even said Hamilton isn't because Hamilton was going to beat him in a Ferrari. It was because Hamilton is beyond the sport, and Ferrari might look to leverage that because this is a luxury brand.
So from your explanation, did Ferrari make this decision based on their balance sheet or the championship points?
Balance sheet. I'm telling you.
Wait, so you don't expect Hamilton to...
That's why I'm saying they did Sainz dirty.
No, Sainz had to understand.
Wait, so you're not expecting Hamilton to challenge Charles?
Hey, if I say this, the tifosi will come after me. But listen, Hamilton is still Hamilton.
I want to
you're the one with your chest.
You're the one guy who's always cautioned me about speaking down on a champion because listen, champions are champions at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But one thing I do know, Leclerc has wiped the floor with every credible person he's been given.
Facts.
And
Hamilton, he said, do not
listen,
compare me with another person.
Yeah.
There's never been anybody else like me.
Yeah, he's in his villain era, and I'm here for it. Listen, whoever wins, I'm supporting them.
Whatever
if I'm being realistic here, if I'm being honestly realistic, what to expect? Non-biasly. Don't hate me for it, Ferrari fans. But Leclerc, I don't want to say he'll wipe the floor with Hamilton because if Hamilton is given a good car, he will perform. But I just see Leclerc edging it. And if Hamilton edges out Leclerc, I'll stop living in the hole I'm living in and get into the Hamilton bandwagon and say end of the greatest of all time.
He said that he has no wife, he has no kids.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mimi focus yangu ni hapa.
On racing.
My focus is on racing. Yeah, that was a jab at Max Verstappen, but to tuendele.
If he gives it 100% and then we can have a better debate after we see. Because now there will be no excuses. It's not like in Mercedes.
Yes, and he's been given everybody he needs to succeed because Chassis development technical director unajua ni nani? It's from Mercedes.
Even that lady came back.
Team principal, even Angela. Kwanza tuko na vitu mingi za kuongea. What tuingie topic ya Ferrari. What are you guys expecting from Ferrari this season? Let me start with you guys, the non-biased ones sitting at the fence.
Well, to be honest, I'm not expecting anything spectacular. I know. We just concluded testing, but the car isn't. Let's say that he feels like Ferrari is closer to McLaren. I don't think so. I think they're just closer to Mercedes, and they're far away from McLaren. I'm more keen on how Hamilton and Leclerc, how that dynamic is going to play out.
Both have dogs.
Yes. Who will be willing?
Really?
Who will be willing to like?
Who has the bigger dog?
Do you know that dog of Hamilton has ever sat in a Formula 1 car?
So
when was the last time you saw Roscoe? There are rumors that Roscoe RIP'd.
Really?
We don't know. I haven't seen Angela with Roscoe yet, but we don't know.
And what about Nini Angela? Like I thought she had
conspiracy theories. Tuanze conspiracy theories.
I thought she had better things to do.
This is what I was
or
waiting
other things to do. And
so, last year, earlier this year,
what are the theories?
Nilirusha kwa group. Ati Angela is returning when the news broke, and I was like, hey, what happened? Kwani Mercedes, there was something. They were sabotaging Hamilton because remember there were rumors that Hamilton is being isolated so that he can be kicked out, like he can be pushed out of the door. And there was one guy, I won't mention who, and he was like, listen, Angela left to deal with family or private reasons. I think something to do with, I don't want to say this because all the smoke will come to me. Something to do with fixing her home. You get me?
Like her marito, her marriage
situation, yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. I'm wrong. I don't know anything. But
it's all a conspiracy theory.
It's in the public domain. She said that.
It's a conspiracy theory you're coming up. It's not like
I'm not coming up with it. This is what I was told by the group guy.
Okay.
They know themselves.
You are reporting
By the group.
You are the messenger.
Yeah. No, I have the receipts. Ziko hapo.
So you are the messenger.
I'm just saying what they said.
You are the messenger.
And they said once that did not work out, when Hamilton alipiga simu, she was like, yes.
Oh, it didn't work out.
No, you're putting me in a spot.
I was not aware.
Yeah, apparently. So that's what happened. But my theory was leaning towards, I think Toto's trying to isolate him. You know, listen, if you're evil by nature, if you've seen evil people by nature, kwa movies, I'm talking about the movies. One method of psychological warfare is isolating the guy from his sources of strength or their sources of strength. Like it's the friends
support system.
Yeah, the support system. You isolate them so that you can take jabs at them or something like that. You get
that's your conspiracy.
That was my conspiracy. That isn't actually that is my conspiracy theory. I think these guys wanted to get rid of Hamilton mapema because I think once you stop winning championships, the money isn't flowing as expected. Ineos wamepunguza do wenye wanatoa, some sponsors pia wamepunguza do kiasi, and the championship money is also really lucrative, and I think these guys were just like in a situation whereby, and Hamilton was earning a huge chunk.
I had another theory. Not that I have another theory. I had like with my ears.
Yes.
So when Hamilton, like when he's moving to Ferrari, he couldn't move with like Bono. There's some people from Mercedes he couldn't move with, and according to this theory, it's this he couldn't also move with Angela, so Angela had to leave so that he can be with Hamilton in Ferrari. Conspiracy theory.
I get the Bono part. I don't get the Angela part because Angela is like a PA, the personal trainer or something.
He was being employed by Mercedes. He was being paid by Mercedes, or he was being paid by Hamilton.
I think it was Hamilton. Angela.
I don't. For
it
Angela,
was
the Angela one doesn't make sense. So I'm going to disqualify that.
Okay.
But if we're being honest, there is some shady business that went down for Angela to leave the Mercedes camp. I guarantee you there is some shady business. It's not my business to find out. But
Wait for Hamilton to write a book.
It will come out to the light one day. We will know what happened.
Yeah,
maybe
she'll write a book. But she looks good in red though.
So does Hamilton.
Okay, everybody then.
So does Hamilton. Anyway, so a question I generally tend to ask Ferrari fans, and all the Ferrari fans are always like, Hamilton, is who do you expect to come out on top this year? Between of the two, Hamilton, Leclerc?
Charles.
What about you?
Charles.
Level-headed people. Reasonable. Yes. I also expect Charles. The problem will be sasa for Ferrari sasa. The fan base will be divided as
That's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that civil war in Ferrari.
if Hamilton perform,
Seeing
if
Ferrari
Charles
fans
perform, then
clashing with
Hamilton
Ferrari
doesn't
fans.
perform.
It's going to be delicious.
Like from the group, I know like which camp of Ferrari this guy is in, and this. I think you should also have like different merchandise. I think Charles should have like his own Ferrari merchandise and Hamilton his own Ferrari merchandise.
Don't do that. It won't be a good look, because remember when these guys dropped their caps kwa website yao, 15 minutes later the Hamilton sold out. Charles bado ziko hapo. It won't be a good look. So listen, for the purposes, just generalize everything.
No.
Let everything be.
So I wanted to ask this question. So we know the wind tunnel testing allocation. We know how it's allocated to teams, depending on where they finish in the Constructors' Championship. Are they going to hit a hard reset for 2026? Or is it going to, or how will people finish
in 2025?
2020, sorry, how people finished last year determines the allocation they have for the 2026.
No hard reset.
So it is
supposed to cap the winner.
Now, don't you think Kick Sauber / Audi, when they inherit that team, they're going to be in the best position?
When are they going to be fully a full works team, fully integrated? When are they going to be that?
Well, they already are. They just don't.
Wait, when is Andretti coming in?
2027, I think. 28, yet to be said. I think it's 27 or 28.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
27.
So do they have now? They don't have that restriction in testing.
Who, Andretti?
Yeah.
I don't think
technically
they do.
they're not yet there.
Yeah.
Because
But
with the Andretti situation is trickier, because they're coming in as engine providers also. 2030. Yeah, in 2030 they're going to have their own engine supply, because when they're coming into the sport, they're going to get their engines from somebody one of the suppliers. I think Ferrari, if I'm not wrong. Then they've made a pledge that after 3-4 years, they're going to produce their own components, their own engines, their own powertrains.
What?
And things like
Andretti is just a racing team. They're a racing.
think
It's a racing from a
are
racing
they even
family.
calling themselves Andretti at this time, at this moment in time? I think
Yeah, they
are General Motors or something like that.
No, maybe
There's
they partner with. So there's a team that runs the team that's the outfit, but their equipment is from a manufacturer.
Yeah.
I forgot to do my homework on the Andretti situation. That was a
It's like Williams.
Yeah.
All I know is Andretti coming in. They're coming in with pledges.
Are they going to buy Haas? Are they coming in as an additional team or
The 11th team. They're coming in as an 11th team.
what about Cadillac?
Yeah, the Cadillac. It's
Cadillac
coming in
Andretti.
as Cadillac
It's coming in. Yeah, it's coming as
not-
a
yeah,
Cadillac.
it's
And I had
Motors,
Checo.
yeah.
I had Checo. Checo
Yeah.
might be coming back
Oh, Checo might be coming back.
with Cadillac.
I mean, he has a lot of pull. he has a lot of pull in the Americas. So I mean, it only makes sense. Maybe Logan too. Who knows? Anyway,
But wait, I have a question. Like, how do you feel when you see the back of the Haas written Toyota Gazoo?
we haven't talked about us. We need to talk about us.
Like it for me when I see it, it's like work. Even the colors almost they're starting to match.
Yeah.
It-
White, black and red.
Yeah, it looks like a Toyota. Even the colors of WLC Toyota.
Yeah.
And for the work,
I think it was a beautiful partnership.
I think there's also is there a Formula 2 team that's also sponsored by Gazoo?
I think so.
I've seen GR.
I've seen
Formula 2, and
something. I've
it's a
also
black
seen the same
livery with some red and I think some white.
I've also
Well,
seen
I to be honest, I feel good about it.
yeah,
And I feel good because I'm seeing Haas finally telling Ferrari like we are no longer your lab dogs or your lab
Yeah.
rats. We will be testing things for you. We now want to start
Haas leveled up. Do you know the biggest level up of the century?
Haas.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
from 2 pit crew seats.
No, it was one.
It was one, and they were sharing.
And now our testing they pulled up with how many?
Hey, listen.
do you know why they were doing it? Did you hear the reason why they were not going with the full set?
Why?
They
didn't have Schman.
They're saying they were saving for the year, for the season, 250,000.
No. You know I was kidding when
transport.
I said that.
And
yeah,
there is some truth to this. And I read somewhere like last year was the first year they actually had a turnover in profits.
Yeah. And I think I also heard that this year Gene won't like remove a dime from his pocket. The sponsors, Gene has.
Now he has enough sponsors.
Yes. Which is a really good thing.
I mean, Ayo Komatsu has really
and they also have, I think it's Ocon. They have a female race engineer.
Yeah, I think the first team to have
Maybe
that.
the female engineer is the one who said, "Manze, we are not sharing this seat." Yeah.
I was like, conspiracy clock.
Hey, Komatsu, I'm not sitting on your lap.
I need my own seat.
I will sue you. But I'm really happy for us.
But
honestly,
it's a good thing. What I wanted to say, it's a good thing. I hope it's a way for Toyota to come back, because when the last time Toyota were in Formula 1, they came with Namioto Mob and they performed very badly, and they left with their tail behind the nini. Now coming back as like mdogo, I think is the best way. I hope it turns to a Toyota.
Do you see them acquiring Haas like 100%?
I hope they do. I hope they do. I trust in Toyota when it comes to motorsport.
Well,
have you guys seen the Drive to Survive trailer?
Nope.
Gunther was like, I think I don't want to say he was pressing the guy asking the questions to ask me about us, but it was something like, what do you think of us, and I don't care, or something like that. He said something like, I don't care, and it was part of the trailer. It was a really good segment. I don't know
Superstar.
I don't know if the producer can actually put like a segment up on Danny J story, but it was a really good moment, and I'm really waiting for it. I want to hear his side of the story. He's definitely in Drive to Survive for this season.
He's there. And is
he'll make an appearance. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. And with that, we come to a close for our show today. It's been a long time coming. It felt like I was rusty for some reason. It's been a long time coming, but we really did enjoy the show. I hope you enjoyed the show too, the listeners and the viewers. And catch you guys on the next one, yeah?